Yup. Hey, we're back with Paul for another entry of the diary of a homeless man being exterminated. For the 19th of March. Shit, we're going back in time here. But it is the storage video. It's the famous Minnesota storage. So we're going to learn a little bit more about what is going on in this storage facility, the storage locker. Yeah, Paul, take it away for us. I need to know.
Today, Tuesday the...
Wait, let me...
Dear Diary.
Dear Diary.
It's almost 4 p.m. today.
Yeah, that glare. He talked about that glare the other day where it's just like he can't see anything in his damn car because the glare comes through the back and it just makes all his screens just like unreadable.
Tuesday the 19th of March. And today has already been more than I can bear. The transmission on this car is getting really, really bad and dangerous. It's causing me to have no momentum even as I go through intersection.
Yeah, it's probably stalling out at like busy stop signs and like really heavily trafficked intersections that like if you just conk out midway, shit's gonna go down.
The struts, every time I turn or go into a place that has a dip, just boom!
Ugh. Was it the Cougar or this car? I can't quite remember, but the underbody is literally strapped in, like it's strapped with Oki straps. If you don't know what they are, they're this like long, stretchy kind of like it's like a rope material, but it fastens on. So if you want to secure the load in your truck, in your pickup, you put like a tarp over it and then you like fix it in with Oki straps. I don't know what Americans call it, but this is what we call it here. Anyway, so the underbody of his car is fixed in with Oki straps because all of it is like rusted through to the point that it needs to be fastened and secured in a very poor manner.
As far as the body goes, the body is rusted throughout, completely rusted. This is Minnesota. They just dump salt all over the place. And it destroys every car out here. It has created holes in this car that all my gear is failing. This little netbook, which has so much better power efficiency, but it doesn't have the power to do anything except text. It won't connect to the internet at all anymore. It just won't do it. The big gaming computer.
Yeah, I think he might be a gamer. He has mentioned video games from time to time. He said he programmed like a proto rock band Guitar Hero game back in the early 80s. Rock Wars. Yeah, Rock Wars. Now, I've been able to find like one screenshot of something of that title, of that era, of that vintage, but it's by a different guy. Let me have a look. Mark R. Warbington. Yeah, Rock Wars in the 1990s. I think, yeah, Paul might be... I don't know what this game is. Like, nothing about it exists maybe outside of this picture here. Yeah, but Paul said he made like a proto Guitar Hero rock band kind of game before Activision ever... It was a glint in Activision's eye, you know. So he originated the idea and programmed it as a kid in a college dorm. But yeah, this is as close as I've ever been to finding something about it. And it's made by a different guy, Mark R. Warmington. So bullshit, maybe more Paul bullshit. I don't know.
I think it has damage to the battery because I've been powering it from these other batteries. And it'll connect to the net, but it won't stay connected for very long, and quite often it won't connect at all. I'll have to shut everything down, all my windows and everything, and reboot it. And even then it doesn't always connect. So
What kind of internet does he have? Like, is it Walmart car park internet, or is it like, has he tethered his like mobile plan into the computer? Like he's hotspotting his mobile to his computer? I don't know.
I have no idea what's going on. It's as if the Wi-Fi is going out. I burned my hand again with hot coffee in the same place as before.
What? That is a big ass scar. That looks like you cut yourself, Paul, and it's healed.
Between Christmas and New Year's, I had burned my hand with hot coffee, which happens all the time. I spill things all the time.
Paul is a bit of a klutz. He's a bit of a bull in a china shop. He drops, he spills, he breaks almost all the time. So I don't know what's going on there, but he's a bit of a klutz.
And I still have this scar left, and there's some scarring here.
Damn.
This time I was trying to pour the new cup of coffee into the old one to heat up the old one because it had gotten cold. And I guess the little hole was blocked because nothing came out, and then all of a sudden it gushed out and it over.
Yeah, you can't really ever trust those cups. I never do. Like, and now they're getting like so cheaped out that whatever the material is like that they're using that's eco-friendly is like the bottom literally starts to sag, and like I would think after a while it may give way.
Overshot the cup and went all over my hand and down on my side, so now this hand feels like it's on fire.
Yeah, Paul is tortured. He's a tortured individual, a tortured soul. Like, life has this way of just putting him through all these trials and tests and pain, and hopefully, like at the end of it, his reward will be, you know, a big like guitar museum in the sky where he can just go and live a really peaceful, tranquil life and I want to think that the cougar's up there, and it's really, you know, it's got like reupholstered seats, and it's actually kind of more better to his back, so he can go sleep in the car in heaven in this guitar museum and like be comfortable, actually be comfortable, have a lot of space in the car, and yeah.
Fire the whole area here, and there's a big, like twice the size of a 50-cent piece burn on my side down here.
Oh, okay, here we go. So he is bringing all his additional gear from the car into the storage room, the storage facility. Anyway, you'll see. Right, so there's a guitar there.
But the big thing that has ruined my day is...
Yeah, so this is essentially one of his big, massive issues in his life is the Minnesota storage. He has Californian storage. It costs him a lot of money to upkeep. The prices keep going up. I guess these companies keep getting bought out, and the new overlords jack up the price, and it's a little bit more unfriendly every time this happens. Anyway, he has a lot of stuff. He has a lot of sentimental stuff, I want to say, and he doesn't want to let it go. It's a big sticking point in his life. It's stuff he doesn't want to let go. He just can't. So he's put it in the storage locker in Minnesota and one in California, and it's run out of room, and it's a dilemma.
I went to storage to try to unload this car, and it's hopeless.
Oh my god. So you can see it's already just. It's stuff from his previous apartment slash house. He did used to live in an apartment. But I guess the neighbor was so noisy, quote unquote noisy, that he just became completely irritated and fearful and angry about it. That I think he just let the lease go and started living in his car. Yeah, guitar, and then just like just the most random junk.
I filmed it because I
Another guitar there. Kick pedal probably. Know what that is.
had a feeling this is what was. I'm pretty sure this is exactly what I thought it was.
And he's got a guitar.
It's already full
on the flatbed.
From that front, there's 15 feet of that going backwards.
Alright, so 15 feet going backwards. 15 feet to meters. I think, wait a minute. 15 feet meters. Alright, so it's 4.5 meters back. Yeah, okay, it's not nothing. It's not big. It doesn't look very wide, though. It looks maybe a meter and a bit wide.
That I'm somehow supposed to go through and do something with in the very limited time that I even have left to be able to afford to pay for that. About the furthest half back of storage are all the items that I couldn't sell because they had no resale value, or they had a lot of personal value to me from my home back when I had a home 9 years ago. Everything in the front half are the things I've acquired since I've been homeless and had the job over.
Yeah, so I guess like everything in the back is from the previous home, has a little bit more sentimental value to him, and then everything towards the front is everything he's got and accrued over the time he's been living in the car and working at this place. And it doesn't really have any resale value, and it's like all fucking ridiculous tchotchkes and just like this kind of stuff you would find at a gag store. Probably like his puppets are in there somewhere, stuff like that.
Over the last 8 years. The two big boxes in front, they're covered with clothes right now. Big tall boxes stacked higher than I am tall.
Yeah, I used to have that problem in my previous relationship. Is my partner would not give up, my ex wouldn't give up a lot of her clothes that she wouldn't wear. Like it didn't fit her, or whatever the case may be, but they would just sit in these piles forever, and they would get like just damp and like probably moldy, and like the fabric started to fray, and it was that they weren't like usable, they weren't sellable, they weren't like donatable, they were just garbage, but she couldn't let it go.
Those boxes are filled with pictures and knickknacks and mirrors and all kinds of pillows.
Yeah, it's like pillows. I like a good pillow. I like good. Give me 2 good pillows. I'm set. But he's probably got like 15 or 20, and like pillows aren't small. You know, you can compress them down. Maybe if you got one of those like, what are they? Vacuum systems where you put the pillow in and then you vacuum it in a plastic kind of sealed bag, and then it compresses way down to nothing. This is what Paul should have been doing.
Things that I have found at thrift shops over the last 8 years, and I've put them in those boxes for when I got another home.
Yeah, if Paul actually did have a home, he would definitely be featured in what is that show, Hoarders?
They were going to be my decorations and my
Oh yeah, and he would be definitely like that kind of hoarder where they bring in the psychologist or the therapist to sort of like guide him through the process and like get him feeling a little bit better about giving stuff up. But he would fight them like every step of the way, like tooth and nail. Like, I ain't giving this up. This dancing little hula hoop girl, she has sentimental value to me. I ain't ever gonna give her up.
personalize my home. And they've been sitting there patiently for many years.
Yeah, it's like this idea is I'm going to kick the can down the road for like so many years on this thing, and I've acquired so many things and so much stuff for this place, but I've left it so long that it's probably never going to come to pass. You're never really going to get this place. So all this shit, like the idea is now like gone to dust. It's just not worth it anymore. You might as well start anew, throw it all out, and perhaps get a place, and then start filling it with shit. That is going to be like a nightmare for like a cleanup crew or evacuation place.
Waiting for a home.
Oh God.
But they're all cheap thrift shop items, so I'm going to have to just give them away or throw them away.
Yeah, and you're never going to do it. Like, so, yeah, it's again with Paul, and I always make this point, is that he does have a rationale, a certain sort of logic that follows. Like most people say, yeah, that's a thing you probably should do. But I think he just procrastinates and likes the idea of doing it before actually doing it. So he'll never execute on the idea, but he likes to think of the idea, and you know what I mean? So he's never actually going to do it, and the problem's always going to keep compounding until there's like no option but, it's going to get cleared. It's got to be cleared.
Because they're never going to have a home. Just like me.
Well, you did have a home, and then, yeah, the neighbor was so unruly, like quote unquote, because this is Paul is telling the story, and yeah, apparently he was kicking around, banging around, like they maybe were party animals, and Paul would come back, like in the end, very fearful because he would just curl up in a ball in the fetal position because the psychological damage that they were doing through all this noise was just too much for him. So he kind of let that place go. And yeah, he had a home though, but I guess he had a bad neighbor. I guess.
Pay $83 a month for this storage facility.
American sound off. I've seen a lot of people. I feel like I've heard it before, where you can just like I come into these 24-hour storage like units, and like dudes have literally come in, or like guys will come in and be there to look through their storage, but stay there all night and chill out and sleep. And I guess these places know about it, but also possibly don't enforce it, where they're like, no, you can't sleep in here. You can't. But people kind of do.
The storage facility in California that I've paid for the last...
California knows how to store it. California knows how to store it. In the city of Compton, it's all stored. We keep it rockin'. Keep it rockin'.
Last 18 years, I paid $294
Well, welcome back to the Wild Wild West.
a month for.
$400 a month. Oh,
when I left California, it was $80 a month, just like this one. But because of all the inflation and the skyrocketing costs, that's why I could never go back and get all of that. and that privately owned storage facility almost immediately within a year sold to public storage. And public storage, every year I get a raise at work, and public storage raises the cost of my storage more than my raise at work was. So I'm making less money every single year because of public storage.
Shit.
And that was even before this job. This was in my previous job in the medical industry.
Yeah, I think he was. Where did he say he was in the medical industry? In Ohio or something like that? Iowa, maybe.
Now it's $294 a month, and they're about due to raise it again.
Yeah, that is tough for.
That storage in California has absolutely everything I have to remember my family by. It has absolutely everything I have to remember my youth by.
I don't know what the fuck happened to this family. He says he lost them. And he doesn't seem to be in contact. So it either means he's literally, in the literal sense of they have died, they tragically have passed, or this immediate blood family have gone, or he's like excommunicated, he's persona non grata, and they got rid of him. Like they just said, don't come back, we don't talk about you, we're not talking about Paul anymore. He's doing his own thing. It's, what is it? What do the kids call it these days? Like parental divorce or whatever, like, or son divorce, where we just cut these people out of our lives. So I'm thinking these people, I'm guessing his mother and father are dead. They're too old to be alive.
By all my school yearbooks, school photos, projects that I built as a kid, my Cub Scout uniform.
Oh yeah, the Cub Scout uniform. He's very much like obsessed with getting that back. But like, why wouldn't you just maybe contact a old school friend, or maybe like a third party who would like facilitate doing this job for you, where they could go to this storage shed or facility, extract all the like sentimental memorabilia, all your photos and stuff, digitally transfer them over to like Facebook or Instagram or Flickr or something like that, and then like maybe mail you the stupid the Cub Scouts uniform to like a fixed address or like a fixed post office by you, so that the post office will receive it, they'll know your name, and then you take it back. And then you can like go from there. You can cancel out, the Californian storage. Yeah, that is way too much work for Paul. I just talked him out of it, really.
My teenage love letters.
Oh, I wonder if Paul had a sweetie, like a sweetheart, and they dated, and it was beautiful. Oh my God, sorry, the face.
He has all the academic research I did prior to 2007 when I moved to Minnesota. He has all my old collections, my old 19th century book collection.
Like, I'm thinking it's like Shakespeare. Not Shakespeare, but yeah, well, Shakespeare maybe.
My Mad Magazine collection had baseball cards from when I was a kid. It literally has...
It's got like a Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth? Yeah, Babe Ruth. Like original, one of a kind, signed. It's like tinted in like, it's a hologram, and you twist it back and forth, and it's worth like $10 million.
Everything that was my life for the first 38 years of my life in it. And I'm gonna lose it all.
Must be a really, really big storage shed then.
And I've spent $30,000 maintaining that.
What the hell? I think Paul's baiting me half the time. I think this is just pure bait. Like, you could have put that $30K down on, how like boomers, you get that boomer advice where it's you know, if you don't get a coffee and an avocado toast every morning for like 15 years, you'll have enough to like pay off a quarter of your mortgage, that sort of thing. Yeah, like if he didn't have all this bullshit, these two like storage sheds and possibly another one, yeah, you would have a pretty sweet down deposit on a, 2x1.
Over the last 18 years. And I don't know what I did to deserve this. Nobody will tell me.
Yeah, it's complete mystery, Paul. We'll never know.
New Jersey won't tell me.
Maybe Tony Soprano knows. Maybe like he's gatekeeping it. Like he knows all the secrets, but you got to get into the family. You've got to get close, and then you've got to like extract that information for yourself.
When I came to Minnesota, I expected to be able to retrieve all of this, but the price of gas like tripled almost immediately, and just a whole bunch of reasons. They stopped offering vans that could travel only one way, and just a whole bunch of reasons I could never get it back.
Outside of the gas issue, I believe there's got to be so many solutions to this problem. Like there's more than 30. Like logistically, he could probably have this sorted very, very quick.
And then when Public Storage bought it and they jacked up the price, I couldn't save money. And I don't know what kind of a serious, horrific crime I committed at work to deserve this punishment. I don't know what I did. To my recollection, I did absolutely everything right, and I took every step imaginable to make sure that I didn't do things wrong.
Deep breaths, Paul. Deep breaths. We're going to get through this together.
That's nearly $400 a month that I pay for storage to store property for rent, you might say, and I'm homeless. And if you add the $600 a month for gas I told you about before, that's $1,000. Add car insurance, $130, that's $1,130. And that's before I start on just ordinary living expenses for the month. This is what people don't understand. Being homeless cost me more than 3 times as much as it did to live in my apartment. My apartment rent was $600 a month. My utilities...
Yeah, but how long ago was that, Paul? That was like 5, 6, 7 years ago. Like everything has gone up. Everything has exploded. So it's not really a comparison you can make.
Or $20 a month. I have to pay more than $1,800 a month since I've been homeless. And they wonder why we're homeless.
Yeah, this guy is a supreme piss taker. Like, as I said, there are people probably, like, legitimately, through no fault of their own, have to live in their cars. I mean, I see it every day. Like, it's a really big problem around my area where, like, there are families who are legitimately working. Both parents work and putting the kid through school, but there is no properties available anymore. Like, everything is completely overwhelmed. The whole market is overwhelmed, inflated to crazy prices. Like, there are houses out there by me that are complete shitholes, but are going for a song. They're going for like nearly 3x what they were originally worth.
They wonder why. And if all that wasn't enough, when I opened the storage locker and I went to...
Can anyone tell me what sort of guitar that is? Like, could you look at it and say that's vintage. That's definitely vintage. It's definitely worth money. It's definitely of a level and caliber that is not your normal guitar, because I don't really know much about guitars. So every time I see these guitars, I'm thinking, is this a piece of shit, or is it actually, worth something?
Shove my beautiful Charvel guitar up high, hoping it wouldn't
Charvel.
fall down.
Oh my god, there is like no way you're getting it in there.
Sitting right there was an unopened package of Andes mints.
Oh, yeah, these are notorious. At his previous employment, he used to go around giving these mints to people, and out of like a charitable, like morale boosting sort of thing. And I think it went over like a lead balloon.
I was known in the office as the guy who went around.
Yeah, like they're pillow mints. Like, I've never really enjoyed pillow mints. Like, I don't think I've ever like ate one and go, yeah, that really hit the spot.
Around and handed out Andes mints to everybody at random times, especially around the holidays.
It's so annoying, especially around the holidays. You want like some nice, like, I don't know, expensive chocolates, and indulge in like really artisanal kind of sweets and stuff like that.
And I did that just to be nice.
And then he's got these like dollar store mints. He's going around with these dollar store
nice, and to build goodwill, and to boost morale. And the main reason that office needed its morale boosted is because of the horrific treatment they receive from the home office in New Jersey.
Yeah. I think that it is established that they're kind of like ball breakers, and the call center was kind of under the pump a lot, and they didn't have a lot of financing and budgeting for this like call center, so they were always understaffed.
Things like, the whole time I was there, I was forced to do another department's job for them. But the thing is, when people who are in that department do that...
Yeah, Paul's timid. He wouldn't really speak up for himself. He's not going to get on the front line of that and say, excuse me, no, this is not part of my job description. I'm not being paid for it. We need to renegotiate my contract, pay me more, and then I consider like doing the sales position and in addition, the call center.
That job, they get commissions. So they get a whole bunch of money, and they have nice cars, and they have homes and families. But when I do their job, I don't get any commissions. I do the exact same job as they do, the exact same job. Sometimes as much as 75% of my day was spent doing that department's job. But they get commissions, and I...
So it was sort of like his colleagues were looking at him and like, well, why work harder when we can work smarter and get Paul just to take all these like really annoying customer calls?
Don't, for doing the exact same thing for all these years. That doesn't do much for morale in this office.
Breathe, Paul, come on. Easy does it.
I probably spent $250 on those Andes mints over the years.
Oh my god. Whatever.
To hand those out and boost morale for people. And they really liked it. It did make people smile, and I loved it. I loved watching my coworkers smile as I brought by the mints. It just gave them...
Yeah, that real, that grin smile you get. You clench your teeth down, open up your mouth real wide, and show your pearly whites. That's the kind of smiles he was getting.
A little boost. Help them get through the day. But I did not need to see that box of mints sitting in my storage facility. I don't ever want to see an Andes mint again as long as I live. It reminds me of New Jersey.
New Jersey. Yeah, shit, man. Jersey on blast. Oh, God. What now? It's alright, Paul. It's okay.
That guitar I threw into storage That's a Charvel Desolation. I have searched for
Charvel
that guitar
Desolation.
for more than 10 years. They were only out for a year or two back around 2012, 2014, something like that. I finally found it just a few months ago. And I bought it and I love it. It is the easiest, most wonderful guitar to play. It is gorgeous. It feels so comfortable. It's lightweight. It is the most beautiful instrument I've ever had. And now I'm going to lose it.
No, you're not. Like, just, all right, you're going to lose a lot of other stuff, but surely you can clear out enough room in your car and lay it down in either your trunk or in your back seat. You got to pull. You don't have to lose it. It's not like that. You do not have to lose that guitar if it means so much to you. Do you understand? Oh, Paul, jeez.
Diary, I don't know how much pain
Diary fam.
one person has to take.
Nah, you haven't experienced enough pain yet, Paul. There's a whole other level of like satanic pain you need to go through first. Like, you know, in Vietnam, where the Viet Cong used to put bamboo shoots underneath the nails of the POWs and like slowly drive them in while they were in like hot boxes and stuff like that. Yeah, that's the kind of torture you need to like level up, dude.
And nobody will tell me what I even did to deserve all of this.
It sounds like me, like when I was like 13 or 14, you know, when you know you're in the wrong, you fucked up, and you fucked up, but you're like holding on to some bullshit lie, and then you like go exasperated to your teacher or to your mum or your dad or something. I don't know what I did to deserve this. Why? Alright guys, that is the video. That is the storage video. Complete mess. Completely like hoarded out. I don't think Paul's gonna make any logical choices here, or he's gonna make any right choices here. Yeah, he's not gonna do anything about it. He's gonna complain about it till the cows come home, but he's not actually gonna do anything about it. And yeah, I'm guessing both the Californian and the Minnesotan storage companies are gonna like sell the lot on to someone else, and yeah, it's gonna be, you know, Dave from Storage Wars, you know, bidding 50 cents on it and getting it, and then like going, oh, what a waste. Because you know how they in some of these Storage Wars episodes, they take a chance on a lot because they can kind of see inside it, but they can't see much. And then they take a chance on it, and then they rummage through it thinking they've got something, but they've just wasted half the day and like a certain amount of money like on a complete dud. And that's the kind of storage like, you know, Dave would buy or something like that. Anyway, have a good night, guys. I'll catch you later. He hasn't uploaded since the last one, so yeah, we're on hiatus. We're on a Paul hiatus. All right, guys, take it easy.